around to make me look like the bad guy or whatever. You know how it works. You know, sometimes you gotta include everything, which is what I try to do. You know, I admit when I'm wrong, and in my opinion, I state when I think I'm right. You know, so like they just can't take criticism at all, and really they got so butthurt. It was just unbelievably, unbelievable. But yeah, this Celery, irate gamer. If he became a critic. That is what he is. His jokes are horrible. His complaints are retarded. I know my reviews are horrible. And I see mountains of things that you could talk about. You could talk about the bad acting, the bad lighting, the fragmented talking. You know, they barely do that at all. Like the writing, they don't give points on how to improve. They don't say you could try doing this instead. They don't go into depth at all. They make stupid criticisms. They start nitpicking seriously when I do it satirically. You know, they like, it's retarded. Like I can't believe how stupid these critics' points are. Like, and like I said, sometimes they make good points, but you know, like saying, saying like, what's a good one I can talk about. Like, saying, if you hate the game so much, why are you playing them? How is that supposed to help me? So stop doing it altogether? No. I'm playing them to review them. Kind of obvious. Why don't you, like, why do you think the Angry Video Game Nerd plays the games? To make funny videos of them. Same here. Kind of obvious. That's the most retarded thing to say. Kind of defeats the entire purpose of making the videos, you know? Oh, if you hate the game so much, why are you playing it? Well, dumbass, to make the video, you know, that's not even supposed to be taken seriously, you know what I mean? Yeah, and then they made a stupid video response, and then again with the stupid jokes, you know? He edited out my Game Boy and put like a Winnie the Pooh book, like he replaced the Game Boy with like a Winnie the Pooh book, so it looked like I was holding the Winnie the Pooh book, whatever. That's something a 3-year-old would do if they knew how to use Photoshop. Honestly, this guy's like 40 years old. He's like old enough to be my dad, and he's bitching about my videos. And I just started out doing this too. That's pretty sad in my opinion. Yeah, you know, I don't hate these trolls at all. I don't think they're retarded, honestly. I just think their points are retarded. So yeah, honestly, like they could do a much better job. Like I can critique my videos way better than them. So, and like, but honestly, like I got 2 giant posts at that guy with the glasses. That is how you critique something. You know, making retarded videos, like, and just saying like, do not fuck with the circle. Ooh, look at me. I talk like I'm from the year 1009. Ooh, like, fuck. It's like ridiculous. Oh, man. And then we got these little kids that are taking it way too seriously. Like this one kid with like, who's just like, he seems like he's like crying about it pretty much. And bitching about like my criticizing Crash of the Titans names of the levels. Well, that's kind of the point. The point is to nitpick. That's kind of like, you know, that's what I do in my videos. I nitpick because something gets funny, you know, going into depth, criticizing such minor things. And like I said, Angry Video Game Nerd criticized the Battletoads name. So what? Like, the thing is, all these critics, some of what they criticize about me also goes to the Angry Video Game Nerd. It's like, it doesn't make sense. Like, you know, criticizing the Mario Kart dicks. You know, the Angry Video Game Nerd does that all the time. So that's what I don't get. Angry Video Game Nerd nitpicks too all the time. That's what I don't get. You know, you know, it's not my fault that, you know, he does it too. Like, so, like, I don't understand. Like, you know, and them not getting jokes, and like Psyduck Boy, like, he did it too. He said, well, it clearly says beach. I was like, oh, man, that's the joke. And But Psyduck Boy, honestly, his was the least worst. He brought up a lot of good points, but then he ruins it by saying Wario sucks, pretty much. And then sometimes they critique for the wrong reason, like when I said in my Mario Kart review that they're so shiny. Why are they so shiny? And then they say, well, it's a next-gen console. Well, doesn't mean they have to be so fucking shiny because it's a next-gen console. It means they can have good graphics, but not so shiny. However, that's still retarded, my saying that, because that's overly nitpicking to the point where it's not even funny. So if you said that, I would agree with you. So sometimes they criticize for the wrong reasons. You can say the acting's bad and all that kind of stuff. There's mountains of flaws. At least I could take criticism and all that. At least I acknowledge that I don't think I'm that good. At least I acknowledge it. These guys, they think they're freaking kings. They start pulling things out of their asses, saying that I think I'm a king when I never even said any of that. They're just egotistical, butthurt douches that are, I don't know, making fools of themselves. Really, they're not funny at all. Irate Gamer is funnier, and that says a lot. Even my worst jokes are funnier, and that says a lot. See, I can say it. I can clearly say what I don't like about my videos, what I agree with the critics. It works both ways. These guys are one-sided. They will defend their videos as if they're like their children, pretty much. Well, you know what? Nothing's perfect. All right. Who gets so butthurt when I say, why don't you mention these other games too? He went hysterical. It was unbelievable the amount of butthurt generated. I couldn't believe it. It was ridiculous. Dude, fucking learn how to take criticism. I do it all the time. I take criticism. That's why I revise my reviews so much. Why do you think I revise them? Because I'm just doing it for fun? You think, maybe I wake up one morning and I think, hey, you know what? That point I made in my Brawl review, that was actually wrong. I'm going to go fix it. You think it works like that? No, it doesn't work like that. I get piles of comments, of many pointing these things out, and I look at the joke or whatever, the complaint I made, and I look at their comment, I'm like, you know what, this guy's right, and I erase it. Why do I revise my reviews so much? Because, when the trolls are right, I don't want that crap in my reviews, I don't think my fans should watch, videos full of mistakes like the irate gamers. I make the revisions not for those that have already watched them, but for those that haven't watched them yet. So now, when future people watch my Conker review, they're not going to see that retarded criticism about the Donkey Kong music in the Game Boy. They're not going to see that at all. So there you go. Now you don't have to get pissed off, So the revisions aren't for those that have already seen them. Those are for the future guys. And it's okay to revise a lot now, because I'm only getting like 1,000, 2,000 views. I'm not saying I will, but if somehow I magically start getting like over 100,000 views, then, 98,000 people are not going to see the mistakes I took out when I had only 2,000 views. Know what I mean? That's why I constantly revise them. But yeah, you know what? I'm open to this interview thing. Honestly, don't take, my calling you douchebag, whatever, too seriously. I can't stress it enough. I will keep taking this shit way too seriously. I'm fine if you critiquing my videos. I agree with some things that you say. I don't like my videos myself. If you don't like my jokes, that's fine. All fine. But the moment you make retarded criticisms, like Bugsy should be able to hit the enemy in front of the waterfall when behind it, because you can go through waterfalls when Bugsy never even goes through the waterfall, and Big and Nerd makes a similar statement, and you start doing that, that's just stupid, that's just retarded, and then I'm gonna, point you out on that. And Star Fox Boy, him, like when I said the enemies are annoying, and he says, well, is that a problem? Well, no shit, it's a problem if they're annoying. And again and again and again, I keep shaking my head, it doesn't stop. Every single troll, most of what they say is stupid, in my opinion. Not because of the videos made on me, but because, saying, saying, well, if Sega wants to name 3 games Sonic the Hedgehog, that's up to them. Well, yeah, that is up to them, but it still doesn't mean it's not retarded. They say stuff like that. I don't know how I can agree with that. How can I agree with it? I want to agree with it. I want to agree with everything they say, but when they say stuff like that, it's just like, what? And then when you say, well, why say Diddy Kong's bothering Mario when you can make a generic fucking Mario joke? something generic that 10,000 other people would probably have thought of instead of Diddy Kong's bothering Mario. That's stupid because Diddy Kong